in my opinion, one of the most underrated presidents in the history of our country was a man named Richard Nixon. After one of the most successful presidencies of the century, he resigned in disgrace following the Watergate scandal. What many folks don't know is that he debated communist leader Nikolai Khrushchev in Moscow, exposed that treasonous high-ranking spy Alger Hiss, spawned a campaign with virtually no funds, a total of 9 times, despite the fact that he lost 6 of the elections he ran in. And he desegregated schools, went from being penniless right outside of the army to being a senator in 1 year and a vice president in 6. All of that is a preface to say that good leaders or great leaders might not be who you expect. I would like to thank every registered adult trailman in the room for allowing me to serve as a leader. I'm not saying serve just to talk. I mean that, The function of any leader is to be a servant. That's why we refer to politicians as public servants, right? There are 2 kinds of servant leadership. There is leading by serving, and then there's serving by leading. I think both are important. And that's all sort of reflective of the fact that we're called to do things in this world. The world's on fire, and every single person in this room is a firefighter. Kingdom's not coming, the kingdom is here. So if you don't like it, get to work. And there might be certain individuals in this room who think that, because they don't have resources, I don't have a car, I don't have a job, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm too young, I got a beard, I don't have a beard, that they can't do it. I will remind everybody that the purpose of Traillife is to create godly leaders, right? It was a 32-year-old statesman, the youngest statesman in the Continental Congress, who wrote that all men were created equal. A 29-year-old German monk who started the Reformation. A 27-year-old Italian explorer who found the New World. An 18-year-old inventor that nobody knows about, that history's forgotten, who immigrated to that same New World and invented hydraulic power. A 17-year-old who ran away from home and became the world's most infamous magician. A 14-year-old who led France to liberation. A 13-year-old who read in a diary that's still being published today. And a 12-year-old who killed the Philistine army's MVP. So, that being said, on the day Richard Nixon resigned, he said, "It's only a beginning always. Young must know it, the old must know it. Must always sustain us, because the greatness comes not when things go always good for you. Greatness comes when you're tested, when you take some knocks, some disappointments, when sadness comes. Because only if you've been in the deepest valley can you ever know how magnificent it is to be on the highest mountain." That's the kingdom we ought to build. We ought to build. I want to build a mountain. I want every single person here to get on the work of building a mountain. So that being said, in the interest of doing that, that's all a big preface to say that after months of prayer and not knowing to who I was referring, and this person also not knowing to who they were referring, and a brief conference with Troop Master Bolin, I have recused myself as fits. I've resigned from the position of first officer, effective midnight tonight, and I'm now passing the torch to my very good friend, Mr. Evan Couchman. And he's going to shake my hand, but before he shakes my hand, I'm going to ask you, Evan, do you agree to take this office? All right, shake like that. All right, so as of midnight tonight, you listen to him, so that's the way it is. Anyway, lost and found. I think we have, do we have candy, Mr. Bolin? Yes? No? Yeah, we have candy, if you brought your Bible in order of age. Unless anybody else has anything that they want to announce, that's all I got. Right on. Have a great night, everybody. It's been an honor.